Reading comprehension tests don't test reading or comprehension. These are bold claims, but you know that there are students who do well on reading comprehension tests that never read the passage. There are others that read the passage but do poorly on the tests. Clearly, the test isn't testing reading. But you say that's comprehension. The test is checking to see if students comprehend the text they are reading. That's not true. The tests do check if the students comprehend the questions and know how to get the answer. They might get the answer from the text, or they might already know the answer because of prior knowledge. However, as I said before, some students can get the answers without reading the passage. The test certainly isn't checking whether or not students understand a passage as a whole, let alone understanding a book or a more substantial form of reading. Reading comprehension tests only check how good students are at answering reading comprehension questions. So, what are reading comprehension tests really testing? Primarily, reading comprehension tests are a test of general intelligence. When Alfred Binet was devising his original intelligence tests, reading comprehension questions were part of the test. These types of questions are still part of most IQ tests to this day. Reading comprehension tests are mostly testing general intelligence. Secondarily, these tests check for prior knowledge. E.D. Hirsch, in his book, Why Knowledge Matters, gives the example of poor readers who know a lot about baseball scoring better on a reading comprehension passage about baseball than good readers that don't know about baseball. That clearly shows that prior knowledge is important to the test. So without the prior knowledge, you can't make the comprehension even on the question, but you're still not having to read the whole text. But that prior knowledge is one of the things being checked in a reading comprehension test, and the other thing is just making connections, general intelligence. Reading comprehension tests also test attitude. Students that try it will do better than those that don't. And finally, only incidentally, do the test check reading at all. To do well, students have to be able to read the questions and just enough of the text to find the answers. But this is not the main factor checked by these tests. Reading comprehension tests test intelligence and prior knowledge. Can tests be devised that really test reading or really test comprehension? Sure! To test reading is a skill, the skill of calling the written word on the page. All that is needed is oral reading tests, not silent reading comprehension tests. Testing real reading comprehension is also easy to do, but hard to quantify. Have a student read a passage and then have a discussion about the passage. If a student can intelligently discuss what he has read, he's comprehended the passage. This type of impromptu test allows the teacher to see where students struggle to comprehend and allows the teacher to help the students make connections that they may not have made on their own. These are real tests. John Taylor Gatto put it this way: performance testing is where genuine evaluation will always be found. Reading comprehension tests don't require students to read, and they don't require students to demonstrate comprehension through discussion. They aren't performance tests, and they aren't genuine tests of reading comprehension.